Welcome everyone for this second round of the pitch competition presented by Pitney Bowes and Praella. We are so happy that you are all joining us. Some of you are ready to pitch for the chance to win $50,000. Others here to support. My name is Louis Ricard. I'm your co-host today. I'm joined here by another Subta and SubSummit co-founder. You met Paul Chambers last time. This time it's Chris George, one of an incredible personality and brain and mind in the subscription space. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, excited for this.
There's a lot on the line today, huh?
A lot on the line. And when we started SubSummit, we did this because we wanted to cultivate this amazing community. And at our core, we built Subta and SubSummit to help brands build profitable and successful subscription companies. With this pitch competition, we're able to bring in individuals and entrepreneurs and help them really jumpstart their business. This year, we got 10 contestants in the second round. We already did one round. I'm excited to see who the two are that are going to be selected that are going to be competing for that $50,000 prize, which includes $10,000 in cash and a brand new website rebuild.
That's $50,000 total, $40,000 in-kind services, $10,000 cash, and it wouldn't be possible without our wonderful sponsors, Praella and Pitney Bowes. So here's how this is all going to work out. We have 10 semifinalists getting ready to pitch. They'll each have 3 minutes to do so and impress and wow our judges for the chance to move on to the final round. After those 3 minutes, each judge will ask some questions, and that should last about 5 minutes. We're going to do that 10 times to determine who will step on that SubSummit stage to compete against the Robot Garage team and Micro Puzzles for the big final round. So I spoke about the judges, but I have yet to introduce them. So judges, please come on this virtual stage with us so that I can make proper introduction. You may recognize those faces because they've been in the first round. There's one new face. We'll start with you, Amir, from Praella. You're responsible for a brand new website rebuild, I hear. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about Praella's help around the subscription community?
No, we were very fortunate to be part of the what I call the Shopify Recharge ecosystem. Most of the work that we do is on Recharge and Shopify Plus. We've been in it for about 8 years. My co-founder Alan and myself, and we've just been very fortunate to be part of an extension of great merchants, an extension of great partners, and especially our team. Our team has grown tremendously, and quite frankly, all the credit goes to them. We kind of go for the ride with them. They do the hard work. Sometimes I get the credit when I shouldn't, but yeah, just very, very lucky to be here.
Well, you acknowledge them, so that's all that matters, right? I love that team spirit. Next up, we have Lindy Cray from Recharge. You have the VP of Partnerships there. Lindy, can you tell us once again a little bit about yourself and how Recharge is helping subscriptions flourish across the industry?
Hi, yeah, great. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here again. I'm Lindy Cray. I lead the partnerships organization at Recharge. We work with agency partners like Amir and Praella to help our merchants launch their stores on Recharge. Recharge is the leading billing management system for subscriptions. We support 15,000 merchants worldwide in their subscription solutions.
That's amazing. All right, last but not least, it's Kimberly Lewis of Curl Mix. She's one of those subscription brands that might rely on Recharge and Praella for help at times. Kim, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and the company you've built?
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim, CEO and co-founder of Listener Brands. We have a portfolio of companies with Curl Mix and 4C Only. We've been in business since about 2015 or so. We are fully digitally native. We don't have any products in stores, but that's by design. We are, I'm on the road to 10 million this year, so we're hoping to do about 10 million in revenue. We're pacing towards that as well. And we manufacture here on the west side of Chicago. So we literally are making our own products stateside and shipping them and filling them and all of the above. We're pretty much vertically integrated. So I'm excited to be here today, and I'm hoping to, help the next company get to the same place I'm in. So super cool.
That's amazing. And for those of you who weren't in round one, you missed a lot of incredible insights from Lindy and Kim. And I'm sure Amir will have his fair share of insights to share with all of the attendees and contestants themselves. So make sure you pay attention to each pitch because you may get something out of it that kickstarts your own business growth. Chris, $50,000 on the line for contestants, but there's a big prize waiting for attendees potentially, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And quickly, I want to thank the judges. Thank you so much for being on. What Amir is doing at Praella is amazing. I actually know firsthand now. Recently, his team's working on a project for us, so they're amazing. And Recharge, you guys have been such great partners. So thank you guys all for being part of this.
Without further ado, it's time to get and hear those pitches. We'll have our first contestant join us on the virtual stage. Thank you, judges. Janelle Young of Pet Cult Media, you are welcome to join us for this very, very first pitch today. Welcome to the virtual stage. It's so good to see you. Congratulations on being named a semifinalist for this year's pitch competition. I will let you take it away. You have 3 minutes, and then we'll hear from the judges and their questions.
Okay, let me share my screen. Hi, my name is Janelle Young, and I'm one of the co-founders of Pet Cult Media, and we're all about creating fun and entertaining memories for your pets and their people too. My team and I, consist of over 6 years of experience in pet business and media industries. And we have one theme in common. We're truly passionate about our pets. Did you even know that 1 in 9 people actually prefer watching television with their pets? 57% of them actually prefer waiting for their dog before starting the show. And 72% people like myself, we actually prepare snacks so we both can binge together. So what was the problem? Pet content creators like myself, we didn't have an all-in-one platform that we could connect with pet owners and their pets. Pet Cult Media started in October 2021 to fill that void, and we're currently in the US and UK, and we average over 150,000 plus views daily. As you see, the pet market is scalable, and our target capture is $2.75 billion and growing strong. We wanted to be able to create not only the ultimate online experience, but we wanted to do that offline. And so we created the Pet Cult Movie Box. Our pilot program began early of 2022, and we consist of a box that consists of games and swag for the pet owner and their pets, and most importantly, treats and snacks where they can watch that ultimate movie experience from the comfort of their home. Since our launch, we have had over 300 plus members and a number of reviews. In addition, it allowed us to grow over 150% within our revenue growth. That being said, we currently offer this on a D2C platform. We're looking at marketplaces next year, such as Amazon, as well as Crate Joy. We also started initiation and collaborating with doggy daycares to create the ultimate dog movie group. Our go-to marketing strategies consist of pet influencers, SMS marketing, website, content videos, and social media. Coming soon, we'll be airing integrated commercials of the Pet Cult Movie Box within our network. So judges and audience, Pet Cult Media is ready to move forward. We're ready to deliver, and we're ready to scale. The funds allow us to purchase more inventory and increase our marketing efforts. Thank you so much. And won't you join the Pet Cult revolution?
Sign me up. I love this. We denoted on our 2021 annual report, Janelle, that the pet sector is just booming, and it's such an interesting concept. But I'm going to turn it over to the judges because they have great questions for you, I'm sure. We'll start with you, Amir, as a newcomer here in our judging panel. Do you have any questions for Janelle?
Yes, absolutely. Great presentation, Janelle. Thank you. And I can piggyback off what Louis said. We're involved in some pet products, and it's a booming industry incredibly well. You mentioned you had 300 members currently. What is your churn rate on that? How are you keeping them engaged? Can you speak about that a little bit?
Sure. So being that it's our pilot program, our churn rate is about 35%. Partly is because of the type of movie selection. We're continually increasing our library. And that was one of the initial feedbacks that people would like to have a more greater selection. And so once we have been able to offer that, and we're providing more choices coming soon, we feel that that would slow down.
And just a quick question on that is, how long are subscribers staying on? 1, 2, 3 months?
So that's a very good question. We're finding that the average they do like a 3-month subscription. We only offer 2. We offer 1 month or 3 months.
Okay, thank you. That's it from me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Amazing questions, Amir. Let's turn it over to Lindy Cray from Recharge. Lindy, any questions for Janelle?
Hi, Janelle. Thanks for the
Hello.
presentation.
Thank you.
I'm interested to know how you manage personalization. So for your users, how can they go in and customize or make changes if they're going to be out of town or aren't quite ready to receive their package? How can they make changes?
So that's a very good question. So we in the pet community, personalization is really huge, reflected with the type of pet you have. So we've created a number of swag options for people with various pets. Secondly, for those that may be out of town, it's just a simple email or follow-up call. We hold that subscription. And then when they let us know when they're back on board, we continue service.
Okay, great. And just one more question. What do the pricing packages look like?
So the prices vary between about $24.99 to $47.99. We offer 3 different packages. They come in single, multi, and family pack. And that has a lot to do with the type of amount of pets that you have. We know that the swag for the humans is the same, but what's most important is featuring our movie star pets.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Over to you, Kim. Take it away.
Hi, Janelle, great presentation. And I agree.
Thank you.
The pet market is definitely booming. I have a clarifying question. So you have a media platform like a Netflix and a subscription box, or do you have the subscription box? Like, I wasn't clear on that part.
Oh, sure. Actually, we do. We have a media network and we have a subscription box. We kind of call ourselves the Netflix for pets, even though right now the stock market, their price is changing down, but we don't offer the same model. Our content is free and our primary source of revenue is through advertising.
And the content that's on the media platform, like why would someone sign up for your platform versus like a Netflix for the content?
So that's a very good question. We provide a more integrated type of styles of shows that are pet focused. So they range from scary movies, they range from reality TV, animation, or cartoons. So it's not just the typical few documentaries or maybe 1 or 2 shows about who's the next pet star or those cute funny and kitty videos. We do much more. And that's really what's resonate within the pet community. And so many of them are exciting in what we provide as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, judges. Really appreciate it. Chris, anything stood out to you here for this pitch?
No, I mean, as you know, I've got 2 dogs, so I love pets. I think what would be really important is for you to think about how you can get attention to your product, right? And so you mentioned that you want to use it for inventory, but I think of ways you can get creative with some of the acquisition and do things to enhance that experience. But overall, great. I'm excited to see who's next.
That's amazing. Very promising start. Thanks to Janelle Young. Really appreciate your time today, Janelle. And we will talk to you very soon. On to the next one. We have Saida Florexel of Imanico. Saida, welcome. You can join us on the virtual stage. Congratulations on becoming a semi-finalist this year. We're really, really happy to announce that for you. And there she is, I believe. So Saida, you founded your business. It sounds like it's something very close to your life experience. So very excited to hear what you have to say about it. You get 3 minutes and the timer starts when you do. Good luck.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Saida, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Imanico. Now, when some of you hear the word communication, you might think of conversation, connection, relationship. But for me, it's fear, challenge, disconnection. A lot of time when I find myself in a social environment, I feel like I'm part of the group, but not part of the conversation. For example, one day I was visiting some family member, and I sat in a corner of the room for nearly 5 hours when everyone else was socializing, they were enjoying the conversation. I felt excluded. So I did what I always have done before my whole life. So I've been relying heavily on lead reading. I tried to read multiple people live in that room, but it was hard. I was lost because some of them were speaking too fast. They had accents, and some of them were wearing masks. I wore a hearing aid. So to those of you who don't know me, I'm deaf, so I rely heavily on my hearing aid and lead reading. I wore a hearing aid, but my hearing aid doesn't cure my deafness or assist me in word comprehension. Therefore, I try to use a live transcription app that I had on my phone. And this app was transcribing the entire conversation of one paragraph when there were 5 different people speaking. For that reason, I decided to create the next generation live transcription app. This app listens to the conversation in the room and identifies different voices. In short, it transcribes and color codes each speaker dialogue separately to help those who are deaf and hard of hearing, like me, to enjoy a group conversation without wondering who is saying what. We offer customers choose then. Our free version allows them to use the app for up to 6 hours per month with 50-minute per session. And our premium plan allows them to use the app unlimited time per session for $10 monthly. And our end users are adults with a mid to profound hearing loss in the United States. And our buyers are people who are deaf, hard of hearing, the family, good healthcare service providers. And today we have over 300 users who are currently testing out our app and have been awarded 2 US patents. We received over $100,000 in grant from Verizon and Arts Grant. And the hearing loss market is a lot bigger than most people think. There's over 1.5 billion people around the world who have some degree of hearing disability. But 430 million of the group require rehabilitation service for the hearing loss. And 48 million of these people live here in the United States. The speech and voice recognition market size is estimated to be worth $28.3 billion for 2026. And our medical market size is estimated to be worth $2.9 billion. We advertise our product online on social media. We also attend to deaf community search show, and we plan to use live print media to target the Asian community. And our company is driven by a passionate team who advocate for the deaf community. We're deaf, hearing, hard of hearing, and we're also like related with people who are deaf. And we have a background in AI, marketing, and finance. And I'd like to remind you why we do what we do. We believe that no one should get from the world about them. They deserve to be connected and communicate better. Thank you.
Thank you, Saida. Thank you. What an amazing concept. I'll turn it over to the judges right away. Let's start on the reverse order here. Kim, do you have any questions for Saida?
No, I think you had an excellent presentation. I might move certain slides to the front, but like the hearing aid slide potentially early on. But other than that, I mean, it was an incredible presentation. You answered all of my questions. I actually don't have any. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess it's a good thing.
That's an achievement. That is definitely an achievement.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. I understood everything.
Wonderful. Lindy, do you have any questions for Saida?
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. That was really interesting. And, you know, as somebody who has family members who are hard of hearing, I can definitely see the value. I'm curious, you have 2 models. It sounds like a freemium model where it's available up to a certain level. So can you tell me how you're seeing the transition? How many users are using the free option and how many of those actually convert to the paying option?
Yeah, so this is something that we're working on right now. So we're planning to make the individual plan, the B2C plan free for the deaf community because we believe that they shouldn't pay, you know, to access a conversation. So we are looking to expand on the B2B more. And right now, we're thinking about like partnering up with like the government, like the Federal Communication Commission, try to find like a grant contract with them because there's a lot of like apps that I use on my phone and we're funded by the government. That's something that we're looking into that can make it free for those who are that hard of hearing. And on the B2B, we're thinking about like events, so like this conference. So, you know, because I partner up with this company and then like, you know, provide captions for in-person and online. And that's what we're looking to do.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, partnership seems like a really great way to go. That's all my questions. Thank you.
I'm a little bit lost for questions like Kim and Beth. Great presentation, by the way. Wonderful, wonderful concept. And my biggest thing would, I guess, would be when you have 300 users right now. Can you share with us what has been the why somebody might not adapt to this technology, given this kind of superior and easier to communicate? Has there been any burdens to introduce to family members and so on to adapt the technology in the app?
Yes, of course. So like for us right now, so our technology, so based on the feedback that we received from the doc community, is that like when they use our product, we definitely feel like the independency that to communicate without having to ask other people, like they don't need to disclose their disability. People don't have to know about, what your problem is. So they really like feel that they have that independency, to join conversation without relying on people. And so that's what like kind of like differentiate us from other people, like the market was out there. And other feedback that we see is that like people would like to use it in space where there's a lot of background noise. People started getting very excited about this technology. Some of them were like, I really want to try this, out of my family setting. And so like we're not really there yet because that background noise can just cause a lot of problems for any speech recognition and like diversity technology. So that's something that we're looking to improve upon.
Okay, thank you. Nothing else from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, judges. I'm sorry. And you may have noticed if you're an attendee that the live transcription feature has been enabled. And I just wanted to give a huge shout out to our team behind the scenes, making sure that this pitch was able to be performed. So thank you to our SubSummit team for making this happen. Thank you, Saida, for sharing your story and this amazing concept. Chris, any advice for her as she keeps going?
One, I think it's great. Like there's a problem and we're coming up with a better solution. And that's always exciting. And I love that it's, in this sort of tech space. And I don't know if I missed it. I don't know if there's an app in the App Store yet, but this is really good. It's exciting. And I think Lindy's question about how you can convert the free individuals into paid individuals is going to be critical within this. And I think you limit, again, the usage. You have notifications to have the, pop-ups to say, hey, like convert for this, give them a free trial, even try 30 days for $1, and then you upgrade them to the $10 a month. So I love it. Great presentation and good job and good luck with everything.
Fantastic insights. Thank you, Chris. Moving on to our third contestant, as promised, we have Michael Odokara Okibo from Nkene. Michael, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on being selected as a semifinalist for this year's pitch competition. You got 3 minutes to impress the judges. Best of luck to you. The timer starts when you do.
Thank you. I'm very proud of my heritage. I am Nigerian. My family comes from the Igbo people, Umwahe and Ojoto, and I'm also African American. My family comes from Birmingham, Alabama. But there's never been a really great way for the African diaspora to connect to each other because of slavery, because of colonialization. But in Nkene, we are aiming to change that and also, by God's grace, also heal a generational ancestral trauma due to slavery and colonialization. Nkene is the very first dedicated African language learning app in market ever. But more importantly, we are a community-based African language learning app that aims to create a whole community of African language speakers. Why are we doing this? Well, currently there are no African language learning apps in market, and of the language learning apps, there are only 2 languages at most offered on those language learning apps. So we want to break that door open and be that disruptor app that changes that. And also, there's no real easy way for the African diaspora to connect. So we want to build a platform that that the diaspora and people who are interested in connecting to Africa can utilize by African languages. So our solution is a fun and easy way for people to utilize these languages. We also have gamification in this app where people can win coins and swap those coins in for skins, and it's only the beginning. Here's what our product looks like. As you can see, right now we have a beta that we released. We released this 3 weeks ago and we already have 1,000 users and it's completely free as well. On the beta, you can learn Igbo. and you can also connect and communicate with each other, with other Kenne users, and learn the Igbo language. The market is huge. It's a $25.7 billion market, but as mentioned, there are no dedicated African language learning apps in market and very few resources to learn African languages. So we are breaking this ceiling. And also, one out of every human is an African. So there's a huge market for this, both in the B2B, in the B2C, and in the B2G market space, which we aim to tackle all of them. With current market research we've done, we did around 14,000 person market research survey, and 60% of all people who participated said they'd be interested in Nkenne, and 40% of them said they would be willing to pay $5 to $10. And that number jumps when you're connected to the continent of Africa or are descended from the continent of Africa. The number is 89% of interest. Traction, we're very proud of the 1,000 users we've received, that we have currently, and we're growing exponentially. We are $9.99 a month. We're looking for that subscription when we fully launch in July. And our team, we have a vast team of excited people who believe in this mission. So we are in Nkenne.
Right on time.
What a great pitch. And yeah, like you said, Chris,
Right on time.
On time.
Good job.
At the buzzer. Judges, we're going to bring you up on the virtual stage, and I'll let whoever wants to go first and ask questions.
Hi, Michael. Great presentation. I love the idea. I'm definitely interested in learning some African languages. Actually, I've downloaded Duolingo for French. So I would definitely like to learn some African languages. My question to you is more on your sales and marketing strategy. I feel like I didn't see much of that in the presentation. And so I wonder if I missed it, or if there's something that you're, how are you getting the word out there about your product?
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of guerrilla marketing right now. We've been blessed to get into Sputnik ATX Accelerator program, where they've invested and chose us to be in this program. So they've taught us all about guerrilla marketing. So we're currently in Austin right now, and we're putting posters all over the city. We've also done our huge Reddit push. We've been successful with Reddit, and we've also been able to get around 600 users via Facebook and Instagram, and the conversion has been around $1 per customer.
Thank you.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for the presentation. I have a couple more questions. Oh, sorry, Kim, are you finished? Okay. Questions just about distribution. I'm interested to know where do I download the app and how do I get access to it?
Perfect. So on our website, www.nkenne.com, we have links to download it for beta and also Android. For Android, you can download it off the Play Store. In iOS, you have to download TestFlight, and from TestFlight, you can then download the app, but we have links where you can do it. And also on our website, again, we're a community-based language learning app. So we release a podcast, we have blogs we send to our users. We're aiming to elevate and uplift our community members. We call our users community members. So the website's where it's at.
Okay, great. And one more question. Again, to distribution, have you thought about any partnerships or any particular communities that would particularly benefit from this? I actually worked in the nonprofit sector and spent 5-6 years in Africa, and can imagine how helpful this would be to connect locally with communities. So I'm interested if there's any partnerships or particular communities you've thought about that would benefit from using the app.
So many. For example, number one, in Maine, the state where I come from, there's a huge Somali population. We're actually we're on the state governor's task force for education and currently, and we're aiming to have Nkenne in schools, and we're building actual curriculum to have this in schools, in particular Somali in the Maine community, because there's so many. Somali is the 5th most spoken language in Maine, so we want to be able to teach Somali to as many Mainers as possible. We also are the title sponsors for the Festival of Nations, which is the largest festival in northern New England, and we aim to also launch the app there. And there's so many different ways that we're looking at for that.
Great, thank you so much.
Hey, Michael, great presentation, love it. I'm actually from Bosnia, and when it comes to learning the Bosnian language, there's nothing out there. So I had a lot of friends ask me, like, so I feel your pain. I know where you're coming from, and I applaud you for doing this. My question is about these 1,000 users that you already have. Are they all stateside? Are you kind of positioning this like, get in touch back with your roots, kind of like QR? Like, how did you acquire these users?
So via Reddit, we just posted about it on Reddit and been building our community on Reddit and also with social media ads. Now we're also getting a lot of word of mouth. One of the things that we've been able to work on with Spending ATX, they've taught us about K factor, which is having buttons in the app that will allow people to share the app. And we're starting to see those K factor numbers grow higher and higher and higher. This app also, it's a global type of app, but we've mainly been doing a lot of market research and a lot of implementation and strategy in the Atlanta and Maine area. Maine because that's where I come from and because of the Somalian population, but Atlanta because it has the highest amount of African American affluence in the country, as well as a high population of African immigrants and new Americans. So we are actively looking at those type of areas with affluent African American communities. We're targeting Atlanta, Houston, DC, New York. So.
And just last question, is the goal to go direct to consumer? Or are you going to try to navigate channels or government nonprofits and things like that?
Yeah, so the goal, we're doing B2C right now. Our goal is to have that market, and we're testing the beta with B2C market, but we're also looking at relationships with B2B markets, business to business and business to government. One of the reasons why we were chosen with Sputnik ATX is because they believed in the huge opportunity in the B2G market. There are very few opportunities for expats, for people who are doing business in the continent of Africa, which is a growing business in the tech space, in the fintech space. There are no ways to learn languages, and that's really important when it comes to commerce, or you could be cheated. So we're definitely looking at those avenues.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Great questions. Great questions, judges. And we kind of have an international thing going on here because we have Amir with a Bosnian language. Kim, I'm actually from France. So, and I'm thinking with Michael's knowledge, I've yet to float this by Chris. This might be an exclusive offer, but we may reserve a track room for like a bunch of language teaching, maybe an hour or so at SubSummit 22. So that's another reason to get your ticket, folks. I mean,
maybe 23.
Maybe 2023. Got
a lot going on this year.
We'll iron out the details internally. Anyways, Chris, anything that stood out to you in this pitch that you can help with?
No, I think what I love, and he touched on a lot, is community. Community-based businesses are a recipe for success. And those individuals within that community almost become sales reps for your own brand. So really excited that he's doubling down on that side of it and excited to see what the future holds.
That's amazing. Thank you once again for your pitch, Michael. Really appreciate it. On to our next contestant. It's Daniel Sommer of MailPop. Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us today. Congratulations on being named a semifinalist for this round. You get 3 minutes like everyone else, so make the most out of it. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Sommer, and along with my wife, Sigalit, we are the founders of MailPop and our mascot, Captain Mail. After working in corporate America and at a startup for several years, everything came to an end when COVID hit and I lost my job. I noticed that our 2 young children were spending a lot of time in front of their screens. And the one thing they got excited about each day is when we got something in the mail. They always had the same question around the letters, which was, why was it never for them? In reality, it was all junk mail, but it gave us this idea of how can we channel all this enthusiasm they have for that into something more beneficial than just buying them more toys or things they didn't really need. So it really all started as a fun family project. We started writing our own letters to our children. We saw how much they enjoyed it, how much they were learning from it, and the fun quality time it created. We quickly realized that millions of families could benefit from our letters, and it could be a great idea for our business, and came up with MailPop, where we send out beautiful, fun, educational letters with papercraft toys delivered to kids' mailboxes every single week, and have been doing so for the past 70 weeks, and we've shipped over 15,000 letters to date. Why? Because kids love getting mail, they love toys, and it really is a simple childhood pleasure. But more than that, our mission is to spark kids' intellectual curiosity and help them develop the love for learning and reading. All of our content is licensed through Encyclopedia Britannica. We have our STEM.org authentication, and all the letters are crafted by children's literacy experts. The letters are beautifully designed and meant to look like a piece of artwork to really draw on the kids and get their imagination going. On the back, we have an activity sheet with new games and puzzles each week And of course, the papercraft toy, which correlates to the theme. The kids get to assemble it and take that learning into play. Signing up couldn't be easier. Visit our website and select from one of our 4 plans, starting as low as $5 per letter. We ship them worldwide, and we do have some international customers as well. Our customers love their letters. We are so grateful for their support and for all the amazing feedback and reviews that we've been getting to date. Beyond our direct-to-consumer channel, where we sell primarily to parents and grandparents, we also have a B2B model where we work with schools, charitable organizations. We do brand collaborations where we use the letters as inserts, and we also sell into companies. Despite the fact that we've bootstrapped the business, we're off to a great start. We have some solid unit economics, and we are now getting ready to scale the company. We have a great team in place, including a network of printing suppliers, a team of freelance designers. We have help with development needs. We have marketing consultants, and we have help with our accounting and finance needs. So who's ready to join us, push this envelope as far as we can, bring joy to as many kids around the world, and make the world a little bit brighter? Thank you.
I saw Chris taking some notes during your pitch, so I think he's on board to push as many letters as you want. I'll turn it to Kim Lewis for some questions.
Great presentation, Daniel. And my kid would love to get mail. He pretends that he gets emails from his cousin on he doesn't have a computer. But anyway, my question to you is, you said that was 60,000 in gross revenue. What's your monthly revenue right now?
Yeah, so right now it's a few $1,000s, but we put our marketing plan into place. We're starting to execute on that, and I'm excited to see the growth in the future.
My recommendation to you is that you don't offer anything below 3 to 6 months. I was going to say 6 months and 12 months, just because it's paper. So people, you get your AOV up there. It's maybe 50, 60 bucks, and get them locked in. But other than that, great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, hi, Daniel. Thank you. I'm interested. What is the pricing and packaging?
Yep. So we offer 4 different plans. The month-to-month is $26. The 3 months is $72. The 6 months is $132. The annual is $260. And we offer sibling kits where you can get 2 letters or 2 toys, up to 4 in one envelope, an additional $3 per letter and toy.
Great. And is there any personalization, or do you tailor it all to the age of the child or their interests?
Yep. So the letters are personalized in the sense that the kid's name are on it. So they get really excited in that anticipation each week of what's going to be the theme, what's going to be the toy. And in terms of the age, it's recommended for kids 5 to 8 years old. However, we do have customers who have older kids participating and younger kids. And we really like to leave it up to the parents to make that decision on if their kids are ready for it, and if they're going to take the time to really do it with the kids, because that's a big part of that experience, is creating that bonding opportunity, getting them off the screens, and having this meaningful educational conversation around a new topic each week. Right now, they're all encyclopedia themed, so recycling, astronomy, agriculture, but we do try and tie it into the schedule of the year as certain things come up. And we are looking to make it even more specific to other age groups and create other lines of mail pops as well.
That's great. Thank you. I will hand it off to Amer.
Great presentation, Daniel. I was actually going to get into a little bit your age ranges, but Lindy beat me a bit to it. So when it comes to now, like scalability, Carrie Ann, who's on our team, she messaged me. She has a couple of kids and she loves it like Kim does. But what's your kind of plan to scale this? Like, I know you mentioned you're putting a marketing plan in place, but what does that look like? How do you get this into more hands of more kids and more parents?
Yep. Great question. So we have a marketing plan that we work now, which is a mix of digital and non-digital. So we want to start doing some online ads, which we really haven't done much to date. We want to work with influencers, all the mommy bloggers out there. And beyond that, it's also these B2B opportunities where we're in touch with some of the largest meal kits in the country to provide our letters in the meal for kids. So when they get their meal, they can also get their letter and do it. We're big brokerage companies, so as a family buys a home, they can start getting letters from us, and all these other really exciting opportunities that we're tapping into. And we hope to get to at least 1,000 customers by the end of the year, if not more. And in terms of the inventory, we print and ship everything on demand. So right now we buy thousands of letters in advance, and based on the customers that we have each week, we can print that exact amount, ship it out to them, and make sure that we have a good control on the cost of the inventory and not have excess of it.
Wonderful. That's for me. The only thing I would maybe think of, I went to a charter school as a kid, and we did something similar with a university. We used to get letters from future teachers monthly, and they would always kind of give us an activity or something relevant to our age. So it might be good to maybe try to partner with some schools, charter schools, private schools, and things like that as well.
Yep, absolutely. We try to work with as many schools as we can. We haven't quite figured out how to get to the administration in the best way, but what we do is we do a lot of virtual fundraisers through the PTA. So we get the parents excited about it. They send an email to their student body around MailPop. Anyone who purchases a plan gets a discount. We give a portion of each sale to the school. So that's been a really great, organic, and cheap way to get the word out and get some more people to sign up.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate everything and all the inputs you've given. Chris, anything that stood out to you in this pitch?
Daniel, this was great. I love it. I think that there's some ways that you can potentially do some upsells, maybe like a note from Santa during the holidays, and you can upsell a customized letter, and you can really get some LTV with something like that. I do like this. I like the ability to scale this. I like the price point. You know, jokingly, call me if you need an investor. I'm not a judge, so I'm not biased here. But no, I like it a lot. I think there's a big opportunity with some upsells, and then also think about how you can transition the children when they get to a certain age to maybe a different type of box. Something that actually is like delivered. It's more of like a product type of box, and this is almost like a lead gen for it, right? So I think your LTV was like 130, which is putting you at, I don't know, maybe 5-6 months. It's, you know, how do we get that to 8 months, 9 months, 12 months?
Yep. No, thank you so much. And I'm really excited about the future. We have a lot of product development in a roadmap, and I'm excited to keep in touch. And thank you for selecting me and letting me be a part of this. Thank you so much.
Excited to see you, and hopefully you'll be at SubSummit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, so much. And, you know, Chris's insights, first of all, not only are they amazing, but there's a lot more where that comes from, because he'll be hosting his own session at SubSummit in the very in the startup track, which we're bringing back this year at SubSummit. So you'll hear all types of insights on how to kickstart your growth, how to really get closer to your customer base, so you can really give that customization, that personalization element to really take your box or subscription overall over the top. And he'll be joined by Kim Lewis on the main stage as well. There's so many things to look forward to for this SubSummit this year. You don't want to miss it. And Daniel, we'll see you there alongside with all of the other contestants. On to our fifth contestant of the day. We have Yani Saderis of Safepod. Yani, you can join us here on the virtual stage. Welcome. Congratulations on being selected as a semi-finalist. The floor is yours. You get 3 minutes. Best of luck to you.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Excited. Hello, everyone. My name is Yani. I'm the founder and CEO of Safepod, and we are single-serve coffee's new best friend. Our website is safepods.com. So, about 3 years ago, I noticed at the supermarket that the coffee aisle was now dominated by plastic coffee pods, aka K-cups. And I looked a little bit further into it, and I saw that literally from 2005, we had 1% single serve coffee ownership in the US, all the way up to 40%. And that because of this, single use, pretty much K-cup, I'll refer to it, K-cup waste escalated to literally over 15 billion cups, K-cups used each and every year. So what I did, I started interviewing random people at Starbucks and the grocery store that I saw in the coffee aisle, and I would ask them if they used a Keurig. And about 50% of the time they would say yes. And I would always ask them what they disliked. And the top 3 things were price. They felt guilty. They used those exact words, guilty. And they didn't like the taste, right? So also I felt this as a user myself, and same thing about 3 years ago, I got more into the waste that I was actually using and personally what I was using. So I cut K-cups out of my life and I bought the current alternative, which are these, right? So I went ahead, I bought this for my family, and I found within about 2 weeks, everyone stopped using it. And then with interviewing people, I found that about 50-60% of people that used the Keurig tried these, but they stopped using them after a couple of weeks, pretty much because of the inconvenience of cleaning them. So I thought, what if we could solve all of these problems without sacrificing user convenience, which people love the most? And that's when we created Safepod, which is a small device that sits next to each and every Keurig compatible brewer and allows the user to quickly and easily make pods out of any fresh coffee they like, saving them plastic waste, saving them money, giving them unlimited variety, and pretty much giving them the best tasting coffee possible out of their Keurig.
Yani, hold, I'm so sorry to cut you up. I think, are you attempting to share your screen? Because we are not seeing anything. And I apologize about that.
Oh, God, you should have told me a lot earlier.
I apologize. We did not realize until now.
Oh, sorry.
We'll reset the timer.
Okay.
So
right.
We apologize for those technical difficulties. We are now in the clear, Yani, so you can.
Should I just restart?
Yeah, let's just do that, okay?
Okay, sorry about that.
No, we are sorry for not giving you a heads up earlier.
Okay, no
Thank
worries.
you for.
Okay, here we go. So hello, everyone. My name is Yani. I'm the founder and CEO of Safepod, and we are single serve coffee's new best friend. Our website is savepods.com. So as I was saying, about 3 years ago, I kind of saw how single-use pod waste, K-cup usage was on the rise. And I had, it's kind of hard to start from the beginning. What I'm going to do is I don't want to kind of say the same story over again. So I'll just kind of go where I left. But pretty much we discovered these big three problems that people had. And we wanted to, address these problems that people had without sacrificing their convenience. And the way that I found out that convenience is pretty much the only reason that people are using these is because I interviewed, like I said, over 200 people before I got started on anything, and everybody would always complain about the price. That was number one. It's currently about 6 times the price of just buying regular coffee. They complained about feeling guilty about using it because of the plastic waste, and they also said that they don't taste great. So I figured by creating a new type of small device that sits next to each and every Keurig, takes up less space than a box of K-cups would, pretty much allowing users within about 10 seconds to make a coffee pod out of any coffee they like using our unique system. And what's really unique about our system is that we created a ring that has an open bottom design, which is patent pending and unlike anything currently on the market, so that when you're done using it, the waste pretty much just falls out like that. Whereas the only current solution sacrifices what Keurig users love most, which is the convenience, right? So that's why people pretty much stopped using it. If you look at why are we doing this now, percentage of US customers who own a single serve coffee maker in 2005 was 1%. It's currently over 40%. And since COVID and stay-at-home orders, we've seen an incredible rise, 3 million new users in the US alone just in 2020. And so we pretty much at this point started kind of developing the product, building a landing page, we got actually a lot of traction. We did 280K in pre-sales up to this point from over 3,600 customers in all 50 states and Canada. All of our technology is patent pending. We have an email list of over 6,000 people. Just based on our pre-orders, we already have about 1.8 million K-cups saved. And our first year, we're going to do 6 to 8 million. Safepod users, like I said, they're going to eliminate waste. It's very simple. 1 Safepod used equals 1 plastic pod saved. They're never going to overpay for single-use pods again. They're going to drink better tasting coffee. I've made the best coffee I've ever had out of a Keurig with Safepod because it's not getting pretty much immersed in plastic. It's just going through paper. And also they get unlimited variety. So if you look at some competition, it's single-use pods. There's currently upwards, it's close to 20 billion K-cups used per year currently. And that number is only going up. Our goal is to pretty much eliminate as much of those as possible. I might be running out of time here, guys. I'm sorry. Go through the team. Pretty much to end things off, there's an incredible opportunity here uniquely for subscription. And that's because our users will need to replenish filters. So we're going to have an auto replenishment system. They're going to get it any 3 to 4 months. They're going to put in their consumption and we will calculate what they need, automatically send it to them. So our goal is to eliminate 1 billion pods each and every year by 2025 and on. And that's actually only about 5% of current K-cup usage. The question is, are you going to join us for the ride? Thank you very much. And apologize for the technical difficulties there in the beginning.
You do not have to apologize. Thank you for playing along and restarting with us. I really appreciate it. And, auto replenishment, we've noticed at SubSummit that consumers are really feeling more and more comfortable with that concept. So I feel like your subscription idea is right on time here. So I'll turn it over to the judges. I'm sure they have great questions for you. Let's start with Amir.
Great presentation. I love it. Great idea. I have just a few quick questions. So there's 280,000 in pre-orders. Was it like a landing page, a Kickstarter? How did you hit those sales?
Yeah, good question. So 213 of that was on Kickstarter, and then we continued sales after. We're currently at 280K in pre-sales.
And on Kickstarter, you were selling for what about $70 for like a starter kit, or how did that work?
So the way the starter kit worked, yeah, it was one assembly device, 2 rings, and about 150 filters, 100 to 200, depending on the bundle. Starting at 39, the average pledge that we saw was around $46 to $50.
Okay, great. And what's going to be the price moving forward for the initial purchase, but also for auto replenishment?
So if they just buy the device on its own, it's going to be closer to 75. But then if they subscribe from the beginning, it's going to be like get started today for $45 and get the full bundle. So around that price point of, under $40 to $50 when they subscribe from the beginning.
And are the pods, do they decompose, or how
they're 100% biodegradable and compostable. The only waste is a paper filter that biodegrades on its own, and used coffee, which is actually good for the planet. It's fertilizer for the planet.
Awesome. That's a great presentation. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, Lindy, do you have anything for Yani here?
Does it just work with Keurig, or does it work with other pod coffee makers?
So right now it's just Keurig 1.0, 2.0. And then kind of when we were halfway in this, they came out with a new 5-hole brewer. So we made a ring for those as well. So we're going to be compatible across the whole Keurig line, which is currently the dominant player still in the States and Canada. And eventually nothing set in stone, but we want to do it pretty much for, the other major player, right? Nespresso. And then eventually, hopefully we don't even have to rely on them.
Great. Compliments to your website. I think it explains really well right up front what it is, how it works, how the subscription works. I would just advise, when you have that direct to consumer all set up and ready to go, that you make sure that you have a customer portal that allows people to manage their needs, to skip or swap. One more question. I'm interested to know what your distribution strategy is. So it looks like you've got a great direct to consumer strategy. Are you planning on any distribution channels?
We just want to go, as long as we are, we have the demand, we could barely keep up with demand just on our website alone. We're not looking to go into retail very early. It's going to be just direct to consumer on our website, so we could really build the community and have them as a lifetime user. We're very weary to go on Amazon. As long as we could, sell out of our inventory and be an in-demand product, we're going to go direct to consumer just on our website.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, great presentation. So can you reiterate the cost of the product and how much it costs you to actually make it?
Yeah, so the cost of the product is going to retail for the bundle, right? So for the device, 2 rings, and 150 to 200 filters. And a custom scooper that we actually built as well is going to retail for $65 to $75 if bought on its own. But we want to get people automatically on our subscription. So it's going to be like closer to $45 getting on a subscription. And then the actual cost is about $15 shipped for that bundle, not including the filters. You include the filters a little bit more than that, but under $20.
Does that include the shipping cost, or that's just the cost of the product, right?
Shipping as well. That's DDP shipped here, but then the shipping to the customer, that's not included.
Gotcha. That's what I was okay. That's what I was trying to understand. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's more about like for us getting them on the bundle so that they could, get into the community and and then we could take somewhat of the loss up, not the loss, but not necessarily too focused on the product up front there. The profit up front.
All righty. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Yani. Really appreciate all of your time here. Thank you for all the valuable insights from our judges and the questions as well. So we have 5 pitches down. We have 5 more to go. An incredibly tight contest so far. I'm really glad I'm not one of you judges. Best of luck with the deliberation on that. But I want to talk to you, Chris, about how it's going regarding preparing for SubSummit. It's going to be the world's largest subscription conference, over 1,500 attendees, more than 100 speakers, tons of sessions, 5 track rooms, the Okibo award ceremony. I'm already out of breath. How is that going?
This year we've introduced a lot of new things, and it's really exciting. We brought back the startup track room. We've got the SubSummit marketplace, which are brands that'll have products that you could feature in your subscription box. We've got the Okibo Awards, where we've got new categories that we've added. There's a lot happening at SubSummit. I can't tell you how excited I am. And we got one special new part about this conference.
Let's hear it.
And that's the t-shirt gun.
Dude, what are you doing?
Just testing the accuracy of the new t-shirt cannon. Run.
The what? SubSummit is the largest D2C subscription event in the world, and every year we work hard to raise the bar. This year we might have gone too far. We've already doubled down on the Okibo Awards, the Expo Hall, the food. Is that a sub sandwich?
We didn't have any t-shirts left.
Chris, is this in budget?
It's within budget. It is not within budget.
Yeah. I need to dispute a charge from tshirtgun.com. Okay.
As I was saying, really excited.
You gonna work late tonight? How late are you gonna work tonight?
I'm not sleeping tonight.
You're not sleeping tonight, right?
Can we have helmets when we're hosting? No, this is going to be a good feature. So get ready to catch some incredible t-shirts that are SubSummit sponsored, but we're really excited about this year's conference. We can't wait to see all of you there. Now let's move on to our second half of the pitch competition. We are going to welcome to the stage Dustin Van Els of Hustle Trucks. Dustin, you can join us on the virtual stage here. Congratulations on being selected as a semifinalist. We're really glad that you could make it. You have 3 minutes to pitch, and then you'll hear some questions from our judges. Best of luck to you.
What's up? I'm Dustin, co-founder of Hustle Trucks. Hustle Trucks is a mobile storefront rental company out of Los Angeles. Mobile storefronts may sound like a new idea, but it's actually one of the oldest ways of doing business. 7-Eleven actually got its start in a cart on the streets of Texas in 1927, selling ice and milk to people on their way home from work. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and like many others, my military training provided me with the foundation that I needed to start and run a successful and innovative small business. Teaming up again with my co-founder and wife, Sarah, a serial entrepreneur with startup marketing experience, as well as a financial writer and educator. With our powers combined, we were able to grow Hustle Trucks from another business that we run. Sorry, that's us. 2020 was difficult for small business. With traditional retail coming to a halt, our custom van conversion company became inundated with requests for us to create mobile boutiques, salons, plant shops, and offices, all kinds of stuff. We quickly realized that this was a problem that we were uniquely positioned to solve. A conversion of this scope can cost upwards of $50,000, an investment too large of most micro entrepreneurs. So we just went for it. We bought a truck in August, converted it in September, and within a few short weeks, we had it on the road. The first truck was such a success that it paid for itself within the first year. that led to our second truck that's currently at Coachella. Our trucks are available to rent by the day, week, month, and can be used for experiential marketing events. Our solution and value proposition is that we provide an on-demand turnkey mobile storefront for our renters. Over the past 2 years, we fine-tuned the interior of our trucks to be more in alignment with our customers' use. We've outfitted them with a solar-powered electrical system that allows for the use of outlets, lights, fans, whatever, without the need of a generator. Each truck currently has the net revenue potential of $2,500 a month. Our customer acquisition cost is just $35, and 4 out of 5 of our customers come back to rent another day, which is pretty dope. Currently, our subscribers qualify for weekly discounts as well as last-minute deals. But as we grow, we are planning to launch a subscription-based rental program that will roll into a nationwide platform. The success formula for our acquisitions and retentions is our relatability and our educational foundation. As small business owners ourselves, we run into the same challenges. We get it. The main pillar of our marketing ethos is the creation of content that empowers our subscribers and educates them to take the entrepreneurial leap. Word on the street is that small businesses everywhere want to rent a hustle truck. Right now, we're ready to expand into new cities. And with the $50,000 and the support of everybody here, we'll do just that. We'll bring on key hires and advisors, as well as consultants that can assist us in funding and scaling nationally. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share this with everybody, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. I welcome any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dustin, for sharing your story and this amazing concept. I'll turn it over to the judges. Let's hear it from Lindy, because you're the first one I saw on the screen.
Great. Thanks, Dustin. This sounds really cool. I'm interested to know from a scalability standpoint, how many trucks do you have in your fleet, and how do you envision growing from a city geography perspective as well as a fleet perspective?
So currently we have 2 in our fleet, and we're looking to add 2 more. We stay pretty booked out for about 2 to 3 months at a time. One of our trucks has been out and driving around the country for the last month. But in the meantime, as we're planning to grow, we've been advertising in other cities and looking for people that are interested. And it's everywhere. So next we've identified San Diego and San Jose, since they're close. And, you know, if something does happen, I can like hop down and fix something really quick. But what we're looking to do is move it across the country and eventually move into maybe a franchising opportunity. So then we would create the trucks in-house and then send them out to hubs that would be wherever. And then that would be based around our pop-up markets that will then bring one, that will bring the other, and we got plans. Yeah.
That sounds great. One more question. Can you talk a little bit more about how the subscription model works? What do the subscribers get? What are they subscribing to? What are they paying?
So right now our trucks are set at $150 a day. When we're gonna develop something kind of like an ice cream punch card, where you get you spend your $1,000, you reserve your 7 days throughout a certain period of time, and then that would roll into to the next thing. So then that would give people priority of the truck, which truck that they want to use. The 2 that we have currently are set up similarly, but different enough that they're changing in popularity.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
There's a company here in Los Angeles that's doing something similar called On The Go LA, where they rent food trucks out to new startup chefs or restaurants to do something similar. So we're kind of following their footsteps and taking their notes.
Thank you, Dustin. I have a quick question. What is your monthly revenue right now?
Our monthly revenue per truck is $2,500. Year to date, we've made like $25,000 off of the 2 trucks.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Dustin, how much does it cost to build a truck out?
The cost of the truck varies. So our first truck we picked up from a government auction. It's an old mail truck, and we bought it for $7,000. We put about $7,000 and 2 weeks into it, which with our van conversion cost equals out to about 12 to 15,000, depending on what you want to do with it. And then the cost of the truck on top of that. So we figure our other truck was 30 grand plus the 15 that goes into it, 45 to 50 for just like a truck. But we are developing a product that will be able to be patented and flat shipped so that everything will be able to be installed within a day.
Awesome. And how are you accounting, or have you accounted already, like rideshare companies, hotels? I mean, if there's a huge festival and somebody wants to take your truck to a festival, that you're going to charge more. Have you guys experimented with anything like that?
So right now, actually, it left yesterday. One of our trucks is at Coachella. So there's the company that has it is Urbane Society, and his customers are our customers. He's kind of bringing like the Etsy of people to festivals. So he took one of our trucks, he loaded up with other people's stuff, and he's out there doing it. In the future, we'll be able to use this experience to upscale. We're thinking $5,000-$10,000 for a weekend at Coachella in one of our trucks. Right now, where we're at, we're looking for visibility, access. We want to be the people that people go to when they're ready to start their business.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you, judges, for these wonderful questions. Thank you, Dustin, for providing more insights on your business. Chris, anything that Dustin mentioned that caught your attention here?
No, Dustin, I think you might have something in the future where if you've got a lot of trucks, you can sort of build a membership model that's D2C. So brands that or customers that sign up for the membership with Hustle Trucks, they might get a discount whenever one of those Hustle Trucks show up and the consumer's buying something from that truck. So I think there's an angle there that you could do on the subscription side, and excited to see what you do in the future.
All right, best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you, Dustin, and Hustle Trucks. We're going to go right onto our next contestant. It's Jolene Conaglero of Knowledge Crates. Jolene, thank you for joining us on the virtual stage. Now, I stumbled upon a TikTok a while back of a certain Jolene, I believe was her name, applying for the pitch competition. And it did warm my heart to see you selected as a semifinalist. How does it feel to go from taking a video of you applying to jumping in with us to pitch your business?
So I am super humbled to be here. I'm very nervous, so I apologize in advance, but it's wonderful. And I'm so great to pitch along these incredible companies.
That's awesome. Well, like Chris says, don't be nervous, just have fun.
Have fun.
All right. So
have fun with the TikTok videos.
Also, you get 3 minutes, Jolene. Best of luck to you.
Okay, let's see if I can share this. Hello, my name is Jolene Conaglero, and I am the founder of Knowledge Crates, the HelloFresh of subscription boxes for kids. The problem we solve is simple. Most parents don't have time to Google, Pinterest, and Amazon their way through enriching their kids' education, but we all want smart kids. Our answer, Knowledge Crates, one of the world's first screen-free, state-approved, curriculum-focused subscription boxes for enriching your child's education right at home. Each crate comes with everything a parent will need: over 20 activities, 5 children's books, a detailed instruction guide, and all the materials you need. No trips to the store required. In our market research phase, we uncovered 3 main pain points. A, boxes often came with a grocery list of items needed to be purchased. B, activities are limited and kids are plowing through them in a day or two. And C, the alignment of educational goals wasn't strong. That's where we knew we would make a big impact. Beyond including everything a busy parent needs, Knowledge Crates adheres to school standards and curriculums, including STEM. But one of my favorite points that sets us apart is that we make sure that the kids are having fun and you don't feel like the Homer Simpson of parenting. So who's our target market? Homeschooling families, busy parents with kids, and the best group out there, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, all of which who are already customers of Knowledge Crates. Did you know that 2 in every 5 Americans admit to being the worst gift givers? But what do you give a child who has everything? You give them the gift of knowledge. In terms of revenue, our crates currently operate at a healthy profit margin of 50%. Our business model is both subscription and single purchase based. To date, we have served over 900 families in 47 states across the US and Canada, totaling over 1,400 crates delivered. But our real claim to fame is that we have achieved all of this entirely through organic marketing. We haven't even begun to embark on paid advertising. Our gold stars include a low average churn of 2.47%, a year-to-date gross of $109,000 with a net of $93,000, all new product lines in the works, and it's not even our first birthday yet. Some of our goals for the next year include a revamp and optimization of our website, professional development course geared for subscription box companies, tightening up our margins, and diversifying our marketing efforts. While we are exceptional at building relationships with families face-to-face, the e-commerce space is new for us. We're very excited to see how we can accomplish this with the experts by our side, and we would be honored if you would be a part of our journey.
What a pitch. And with some time to spare, congratulations. And you were mentioning how you were able to build this growth organically. And that's something that we'll dive into a lot at SubSummit through several sessions in the startup track. So once again, another reason to join. And Jolene, of course, we hope to see you there in June in Orlando. I'll now turn it over to the judges. Let's go with whoever's got the first question.
Great presentation, Jolene. We're actually looking at curriculum for my son right now because he's homeschooled. He's only 4. But one of the questions that we've have come up is Montessori, right? So when your boxes, you said they have curriculum, what kind of curriculum do they take into account and by whose standards? Would love to know kind of how you're doing that in your team. Is it just you or who's helping you? Do you have any expert educational folks on your team as well?
Okay, so I have a bachelor's degree in elementary ed and a master's in special ed. For the last 15 years, I've owned an early learning child center in the state of Pennsylvania. And we hold the highest quality of care in the state of Pennsylvania. So these boxes were built from the business that I already had. So we write all of our own curriculum. We actually follow Reggio Emilia, which is very similar to Montessori. It's basically learning through play. All of the activities are child-based, and it's kind of wherever their interest takes them, right? So the preschool box, which would be more what you would be looking for, is 3 to 5. The curriculum is written with questions to ask, what you need to pull from the crate, and then everything is aligned with the early learning standards, even though it's specifically based out of the state of Pennsylvania, which is our curriculum is approved by the Office of Early Learning and Childhood Development. It really applies to all 50 states because they're pretty interchangeable.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Hi, Jolene. Thanks for the presentation. I also am a parent, and I have definitely ordered these boxes for my kids, and they get very excited when they arrive. The grocery list is a real thing. So I appreciate that everything is included in the box. That's definitely a great value. I'm interested to know, you mentioned in your presentation that one of the goals is to diversify marketing or marketing channels. Can you talk a little bit about how you plan on doing that and what your goals are there?
So right now we work with a small company for social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We haven't really dove into paid advertising. We started working in March with Google Ads, but on a super small scale. So I really would like to move into that because I feel like we've grown so much in just 3 seasons. So Google Ads will just kind of kick it off even more for us, as well as like Facebook ads.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great presentation. I'm not a parent, but I can kind of relate to this a little bit. What age ranges are you targeting, and are you thinking about like graduating kids from one box to another box? How does that work?
So we offer 2 different ages. The preschool box covers ages 3 to 5, and the school age box covers ages 6 to 10. And then there are a whole bunch of different things that come along with it. So there's a mini crate line that is theme-based, and those are specifically for the 3 to 10 age range. The space mini crate that we have, I would say would probably be geared towards more of the upper elementary because there are space journals and writing activities, things like that. Our curriculum moves, it revolves every 3 years. So children who would start with a preschool box, by the time they could do a preschool box 2 years, 3 years, and then they would move into the school age box.
And is there a reason why you chose to do it quarterly instead of monthly, like a lot of other boxes I've seen do it this way?
Honestly, I feel like monthly is a lot. I feel like it's a lot. Plus, the feedback that we're getting from families is there's so much stuff in our boxes that sometimes by the time, like when the winter season ended and we were ready to ship spring, which families were completely okay with, but we did get a lot of emails and they were like, we didn't even finish winter yet. So I feel like even though it's coming each quarter, there's enough to take you through the whole season. So to bother with doing it monthly, it was a lot for us. I felt like quarterly was a better spot for us.
And just a last question, with being kind of seasonal and delivering boxes quarterly, are you taking account where you're sending the boxes? That somebody in the winter in Minnesota get a little bit of a different box than somebody in California, or is that not taken into account?
Do you mean as far as like shipping the package so that it's safe for
the activities within the box?
So the activities are all the same all the way across, but depending on where you live, like for instance, in our winter crate, we had, I'm sure people are familiar with like water beads, like the Orbeez. So instead of traditional water beads, we did these water cubes, and then we had sensory snow. So for a child in California who might not get to experience something like that, you're getting an opportunity to still play with materials that you might find in the Northeast as opposed to the West Coast.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great questions, judges. Great answers, Jolene. Chris, anything that you can help Jolene with?
Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. I'm a big quarterly proponent, so I like that you've chosen that. I think it does make the business model easier for you, but also you're at a higher price point, you're getting a higher quality consumer. So I love that a lot. I think that, targeting on Facebook grandparents would be a really good thing to do, especially coming to the holidays. And then going back off of Kim's idea on a few pitches back, offering annual subscriptions to try to get those minimum 4 boxes in.
We have annuals.
Good. I like it a lot.
On top of it. Jolene, your box is kind of perfect for one of our features at SubSummit, I believe. Chris, did you want to explain how that's the case?
Of course. So one of the biggest attractions at SubSummit in the exhibit hall is the front porch. That this year is sponsored by our friends over at the United States Postal Service. That's a chance for you to display your subscription box. We get hundreds of them in every conference. If you haven't done it yet, there's a link that's going to be in the chat for you to go ahead and submit your subscription box to be featured on the front porch. Everybody's taking pictures there. So I hope all of you can go ahead and submit that and be featured there.
Yeah, we can't wait to see all of these boxes this June in Orlando. It's going to be phenomenal. Next up, we have Dr. Nehemiah Marby from STEM Media Incorporated. Dr. Marby, please welcome us. Please join us on the virtual stage. Really glad to have you here. Now, Dr. Marby, you're not a stranger to the conference world, as I take it. I think you held your very own conference, STEM Media, I think it was STEM Success Summit, and you are helping students find opportunities in the STEM world. So what a great concept from what I gather. You now have 3 minutes to pitch us on your business plan. Best of luck to you. And we can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Nehemiah Mabry, and I am the CEO and founder of STEM Media. Our mission is to elevate and empower unrealized STEM success. And on the topic of opportunity, an opportunity came to me in 11th grade when my dad recommended I consider engineering as a career path. I applied for this NASA summer internship program, got in, and I loved it. So much so that it led to a bachelor's, a master's, and eventually a PhD in engineering. But I discovered something interesting, that my dad actually started engineering when he originally went to college, but he didn't finish because he didn't feel like he had the community necessary to stay with it. But as I've stayed in the field of engineering, I've noticed 3 converging trends that represent an opportunity that's before us today. Number 1, STEM talent is undoubtedly directly tied to our economic competitiveness. Number 2, the way that we educate and engage this talent is increasingly remote and digital, with a $1 trillion expected size of the e-learning market in the next 5 years. And number 3, diversity, equity, and inclusion is far from just a trend, it's actually good for the bottom line. This is why I created STEM Media. STEM Media is an ed tech platform and media production company targeting young professionals ages 18 to 35. Our subscription service offers a diverse community for recruiting, a quality content for training, and it is accessible anywhere for retaining. What you see there on the screen is our current MVP beta product that is now experiencing testing with a few dozen users. And not only that, we have a business model that includes freemium subscriptions on an individual basis, but focuses primarily on annual subscriptions with higher ed, who can offer our trainings to their students, as well as corporate and businesses that allow access to our talent that we have on our platform. Far from just being run in the mill, we believe we have a competitiveness that sets us out by not only offering quality content, but job opportunities, as well as predominantly focused on BIPOC talent. Not just a solo effort, our team involves key members and a group of advisors with backgrounds ranging from diversity, equity, and inclusion, education, as well as tech startups. And I'm very, very proud of our attraction today. Last year, we cleared 200K in revenue, my first year after leaving my full-time engineering job. In fact, I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary of full-time entrepreneurship last month. We served over 20 clients, some of which you see in the logos on the right of the screen in front of you. And as it relates to our go-to-market strategy, the goal is to maximize our existing network. As of now, we have existing service contracts with colleges and universities, particularly the engineering colleges, math and computer science departments. We have a STEM influencer community, a mailing list of over 10K right now. And we will continue to host our on and offline events that we already do on a regular basis. Now, before I go, I got to let you know that my dad actually finished his engineering degree. He went back to school, he got it, and it taught me two things. One, there is an intense value in seeing people that you can relate to do and achieve things that you yourself aspire towards. And lastly, it taught me one of my favorite quotes, that you have to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime in the lifetime of the opportunity. Thank you all so much. I look forward to answering any and all of your questions.
What a great quote. I might get that somewhere framed because I really like it. Congratulations to your dad, but congratulations to you, Doctor, on your big anniversary of entrepreneurship. That's an amazing achievement that not a lot of people can celebrate. So congrats to you. Judges, I'll turn it over to you. Maybe let's start with Amir for this one. Amir, you're muted, I believe.
Twice in one show. Excuse me. Congratulations, Dr. Marbury. Great presentation. Congratulations to your dad. Phenomenal. So cool to see. Can you just talk about numbers a little bit? How many users do you guys currently have? Where do you guys stand? I know you said you're going to have a freemium and a yearly. Just kind of get into those like financials and business aspects.
Right. So currently our product is an MVP beta product that has only been by invitation only for the most part. So we have about 200 to 250 users on an individual basis. So the numbers and the price points for that are about $7.99 per month, $2.30 per month for premium access to sort of all of our premium content. But as I said in my pitch, our goal is to bringing more annual contracts with institutional users. And so on the higher ed side, we do have existing relationships with an average of about 30K annually. And then on the corporate partnership side, which includes job posting and sponsorship opportunities, currently it's about 50K. And we believe that as we continue to build our network, those price points will significantly raise as our value does.
Awesome. And just to kind of get into the difference between like the Coursera's, the master classes and things like that, when it comes to the job posting, I really like the whole community aspect that you kind of started off with. Can you just highlight some of these things that maybe you got from these 200 individuals you invited, what they love about the community so far?
Yeah, so that's primarily what differentiates us. So we have a predominant Black, Indigenous, and people of color community that first of all adds an element of sense of belonging. The numbers show that we have high attrition rates among Black and brown engineering talent, simply not because of the capabilities or the talent being there per se, but because of the community aspect and the sense of belonging lacking. And so people come to us because there's a cultural resonance that exists on our platform, not just in terms of having peers, but the content that we produce itself. This content and this platform is actually built on a 10-year-old media production company. That's how we originally started years ago. And now our pivot has allowed us to host events and host content on our own, partnering with others in the field, doing the work also.
Thanks so much, Dr. Marbury. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, Nehemiah, super cool presentation. Well executed for sure. My question to you is, the 200,000 that you got from institutions, what were they expecting in return for? So because your revenue is, customers, and there's institutions, and there's, I guess, like between the institutions, there's colleges and universities, and then also like businesses, right? So the 200,000, like who, primarily gave it to you, and then what, or paid for it, and what were they getting in return as far as services?
Right. So that 200K has been a mix of a number of things. As was said in my intro, we do host an annual summit that allows us to bring together 2,000 to 3,000 individuals beyond those who are current users of our platform. And so from that, our corporate sponsors have been able to have job postings, a limited number of job postings, as well as branded events within that. We've offered year-round webinars, both on and offline, primarily for our our higher ed partners. So University of Texas of Austin, we've been able to do some custom production there, as well as North Carolina State University, where I'm based, the largest engineering college in the state. And so for them, they have additional services that are provided to their students, career development, professional development, workshops that happen on a webinar basis, roughly quarterly. Beyond that, the rest is also supplemented by individual sales and engagement with our products.
Hi, Dr. Mabry. Thanks for the presentation. Coming from the tech world, I'm excited to see this just because, as you probably know, hiring is difficult. These are skill sets that are difficult to find. I'm sure Amir can relate. So it's exciting that there is this investment, I think, and I love the community aspect of it. I'm interested to understand from like my perspective, rolling out dev labs, what we call them, or training for our agency network at Recharge. One of the most challenging things is like creating content, engaging content. So I'm interested to hear how you develop the content, where you source it, and how you decide what's going to be interesting to the community.
Absolutely. That actually accounts for about 40% of what we intend to use our funds for as we continue to move forward and raise money. But to date, we've been bootstrapped. And so in a lot of cases where we originally, as I shared, served as a custom niche video production house, as we begin to scale towards our own platform, we've offered branded opportunities, co-branded opportunities to be able to host content that we often produce in the client service realm, but now on our platform to allow us to leverage it across, right? So discounted opportunities for your university who is going to be using it for a campaign, we are now able to then host that content about interviewing or project management or networking, right, for our existing audience as well. But to your point, that is correct. In order to scale, and our goal is to get to sort of a monthly release schedule. Currently, we now do something that's maybe biannual in terms of actual series, right? We do need to have more capital that allow us to get ahead of the curve. But the good thing is that we already have our thumb on the pulse of our users in our community.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, doctor. Chris, any insights that you have for our pitch competitor right now?
Doctor, I love it. I love, once you can get the increase in content, like being able to scale this, there's a lot less. The scalability, the economies of scale really come into effect. You create the content, whether you got 1,000 users or 1 million users that are watching it, there's not a lot of increased cost there. So I love its opportunity to truly scale this business. So excited to see what happens in the future.
Me too. Thank you.
That's awesome. Best of luck to you. We will go right on to our second to last pitch. Abby Romanel is joining us on the virtual stage. As you saw, she is from We Are Raising the Bar, and you are, in your own words, I believe, redefining the concept of happy hour. And I just want to say, I'm intrigued, I'm excited, and I'm very thirsty. So I'm just really excited to hear all about this pitch. You got 3 minutes, Abby. Best of luck to you.
All right. Hi there. My name is Abby Romanel, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Raising the Bar, a cocktail subscription with a twist. What do you think all of these drinks on the screen have in common? They are alcohol-free. In September 2020, we launched Raising the Bar, a zero-proof cocktail experience. Why mocktails? This business is very personal for me. I quit drinking alcohol just over 3 years ago, and I found that I was really missing out on the fun and creativity of mixing up drinks when hosting friends or to enjoy on my own. When my husband Devin and I started daydreaming about raising the bar, we found that there were plenty of cocktail subscription boxes on the market, but not a single one geared towards alcohol-free cocktails. Approximately 1/3 of adults in the US don't drink alcohol at all, while 45% engage in light drinking. The alcohol-free beverage category grew nearly 33% last year, while the alcohol industry only grew by about 3%. Raising the bar is for anybody who doesn't drink for whatever the reason. Whether it's complete sobriety, taking a break for pregnancy or medical reasons, or just switching it up every now and then, we've heard from so many customers that they love having something festive, delicious, and beautiful to enjoy to celebrate the big and small moments in life. In each monthly box, customers receive curated, non-alcoholic cocktail ingredients to mix up the drink of the month, a recipe card, and a fun extra or two such as a bar tool or garnish. They also get access to video tutorials and additional recipes through our website to help them get the most out of their box. Me and my husband, Devin, founded the company, and we are the recipe developers, curators, and taste testers. As we grew, it was clear we needed help as we scaled. In addition to several instrumental part-time hires, we also have phenomenal partners to support our packing and shipping needs, our PR, and our brand photography. We've established a multi-pronged marketing approach, including PR, influencers, and corporate and brand partnerships. An unexpected source of revenue growth has been providing inclusive drink experiences for virtual and in-person group events for up to 450 participants. Some key press, including a spot on the Today Show over the last holiday season, has been key to broader awareness. We have tested our concept and proven that there is a market for this offering. From our first Q4 in 2020 to Q4 of this past year, we grew revenue by 400%. Our projections for this year are to double our subscribers and triple our revenue growth as we continue to recruit new consumers. We are so proud to bring zero-proof options to people looking to have alternative options to alcohol. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to your questions.
I think I saw someone in the chat a while back say, this time that I'm watching the pitches is really costing me some money, and I think it might start to affect me at this point.
Signing up for more.
I might be signing up for a lot of subscriptions after today. We'll turn it over to the judges. Kim, Lewis, why don't you start us off, please?
For sure, Abby. Very cool idea and concept. My question to you is more about margins. So what does it cost you to, what does it cost you to make a box, and what are you selling it for?
Absolutely. So our subscriptions start at the monthly rate of $53 a month plus shipping and handling. And including shipping, fulfillment, and packing, it's about $37 for us to make the box. So we are profitable after we also cover our other expenses, salaries, et cetera. We're making about 20% of net profit on our subscriptions.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lindy or Amir, any questions there?
Yeah, just a quick question for me. Are all the boxes going to be curated? How do you take maybe into account people's allergies and things like that? Is there going to be any customization for that?
That's a great question. So currently we are completely gluten-free, and except for one box that contained honey, but also had an alternative for those who are vegan, we are pretty allergen friendly. We have looked into having other types of boxes, including a lower sugar box or a box that would be specifically geared towards pregnancy, as there are some ingredients that might not be safe for pregnancy. But as we currently stand, we do have a pretty decent number of pregnant subscribers. And if there are ever ingredients that aren't compatible with pregnancy, we always offer an alternative.
And do you guys have any partnerships with zero-proof companies that might want to get featured and things like that? Have you guys dabble into that space?
Yes. That's been a great way for us to grow, and it's been really exciting, not just to work with companies specifically in the zero proof space, such as Monday Gin or Ritual Tequila, which we have done before, but also working with different farms and syrup manufacturers. So our most recent box included a partnership with Tate Farm Foods, where we used one of their conserves, and we found that getting into kind of these other audiences that might not be the most natural fit for alcohol-free cocktails has been a great way to increase our audience and awareness, and also be an attractive way for other brands to market their products through our subscription box.
And last question for me, are all the subscriptions direct to consumer, or are there any B2B plays as well?
All of them are currently direct to consumer. We did do a small market test with a local liquor store in our area. They had been asking if they could do some brick and mortar, and that was a fun test. But currently, as it stands, the margins really don't support reaching out to other channels in that way. However, as we scale and have more operational capacity, I can see how we would improve our margins and be able to explore other channels.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Abby. Great job.
Thank you.
Hi, Abby. Thanks so much. I actually don't have many questions left. I think just as Amir alluded to, I think there's a huge opportunity probably for B2B. I'm coming out of a corporate event this week, and alcohol is a main part of it. And I think there's always room for having an alternative. But thank you for your presentation. Really great solution.
Thank you. It's been really wonderful. When we launched, we didn't even consider corporate partnerships. And within 2 months of launching, a company had reached out to us and found us on social. And all of a sudden, my husband and I are packing our second monthly box and 250 corporate boxes out of our living room. And we realized this is such an important area. I think so many businesses are addressing, being more open to all types of people being celebrated and included. And I think non-drinkers, I used to drink at corporate events and I never considered the alternatives until I didn't drink and realized it didn't feel fun to be sipping a water in the corner while everybody's having these gorgeous drinks. So it's been so inspiring to see a lot of companies realize this is an important way to celebrate the rest of their team who might not drink.
What an amazing concept. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, judges. Chris, not only is this a perfect box for the front porch, but I'm sure there's a lot of insights here that you can give Abby.
Abby, I think a couple things. I think you can raise the price to probably $59 a month. It's a lot of data around, like if they're willing to pay $53, it's like either you're going to go to $49 or $59. There's a ton of data around being able to do that. I saw that within our own subscription. We increased the price and saw no decrease in acquisition, and that would increase your margins, which would allow you to acquire more customers.
For sure.
You also might be able to start to build a community around like bringing in like a celebrity bartender to make the drinks with them. Like they could stream in and people might be able to tune into that. It's like a value add that starts to build community.
For sure.
Build new friendships. So there's some cool things you can do there.
Are you offering your service?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We've talked a lot more about how we could add further value. So we have a members only platform on our website where we have video tutorials to help them make more recipes beyond what we offer. But I think there are also virtual happy hours we could do, like you said, where we bring a guest on. So thank you so much for that.
Of course, good luck.
All right, thanks everyone. Here we are now on to our very last contestant, Sarah Beth Miller. Welcome to the stage.
Last but not least,
of course. Sarah Beth, you have a busy schedule, as I take it. Not only are you running Veterinary Survival Box, but you're also a veterinary nursing student at the moment. So I feel like it's quite busy for you compared to most. But I'm really glad you had some time today to pitch your business plan to all of us here, including our judges. Once again, you have 3 minutes. Best of luck to you.
Okay. So did you know that veterinary support staff, such as veterinary technicians and nurses, are 5 times more likely to die by suicide than the general US population? While this may be shocking to some, it's all too familiar in the veterinary community. So what does this have to do with a subscription box? Well, based on this information, this is what led me to create Veterinary Survival Box. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Sarah Beth, and I am a veterinary nurse. I have 6 years of experience in the veterinary field, working in a range of clinics, from general practice to ER to shelter and nonprofit. I've witnessed the good and bad days of working in a veterinary hospital. I've experienced burnout and compassion fatigue, which so many members of the veterinary community have experienced as well. I wanted to create a solution to help veterinary professionals like myself feel appreciated, even if I was the one telling myself that. In 2019, I was looking for another subscription box to add to my collection. I searched high and low for something that was veterinary medicine focused, but I could not find anything. Sure, there was nurse boxes and self-care boxes, but nothing that fit this space. So I created it. After collecting data for a little under a year, I decided to pre-launch in July of 2020. Yes, right in the middle of the pandemic. We shipped our first box in October of 2020 with a total of 1,000 boxes going out in our first month. In 2021, I exhibited at the Veterinary Meeting and Expo here in Orlando, Florida for the first time. This conference led to a collaboration opportunity with 2 national brands where we sent out nearly 5,000 boxes. Fast forward to 2022, I've attended 2 of the largest veterinary conferences as an exhibitor. And if you ask someone if they know who we are, 9 times out of 10, they do. Veterinary Survival Box is a quarterly subscription that is curated with items that focus on self-care and fun items that can be used on a shift that should have ended an hour ago. Each quarter, we provide items technicians can use to pamper themselves after a long shift. Even though most people think we play with puppies and kittens all day, imagine being behind the scenes of a human ER. Most technicians are treating multiple patients and making sure that the puppy that is recovering from surgery is getting the extra snuggles it demands. We currently offer 3 products: our quarterly subscription, our fan favorite boxes, and one-time gift boxes that clinics and hospitals can purchase for their staff for Veterinary Technician Appreciation Week. For marketing, we work with our marketing partner to execute our strategy, which consists of email and social media content, as well as social ads. We have word-of-mouth advertising in a handful of veterinary professional Facebook groups as well. We also exhibit at veterinary conferences both on the East and West Coast each year. Looking forward, this is our current brand roadmap. We'll be launching an ambassador program, adding more products such as add-ons to the subscriptions, customizations, and more subscription types, such as a doctor-specific box, as well as a front desk staff box as well. We want to revamp our marketing by adding SMS marketing to basically our whole marketing campaign that we have, and redesign our email flows and ads. We're also looking forward to more brand collaborations this following year. And lastly, we would like to revamp our conference marketing material and booth design. I want to say thank you for picking our company to give in this pitch. It is something that is very near and dear to my heart. As I said, I am a veterinary nurse myself. And yeah, I'm open to any questions.
Thank you for sharing your story and your business. Really appreciate it. I'm going to hand it over to Lindy for any questions that you have.
Hi, Sarah Beth. Thanks for the presentation. Wow, I had no idea. It's really interesting to know sort of the outcomes of such a high pressure job. So, and thank you for sharing sort of the addressable market. It definitely sounds very niche, so it's helpful to see sort of the need there for these boxes. I guess I'm interested to know, the price and the margins. How much does it cost for you to put them together, and how much are you charging for them?
Sure. So currently our subscription is $49.99 plus shipping. We try to stay at a profit margin of around 25 to 30% on each box. It does vary from quarter to quarter. I do like to feature a lot of small businesses that are also veterinary technicians and nurses that have kind of side hustles and they make different things. So those will kind of skew profit margins a little bit, but we are also trying to work with doing more of like international products that we can put in our boxes to raise our profit margins. I think an average of most of our boxes are around 20, maybe a little less each box to make.
Okay, great. Thanks. And I think I saw a question pop up in the chat, which inspires my next question. So thank you for that. Have you thought about expanding to other healthcare providers? Because it seems like you mentioned a human ER, people working there
Right.
probably have a lot of the same challenges.
I have thought about it. The only thing that I'm hesitant with reaching out to different medical professions, I know what the veterinary field needs. While it is very similar to some of what human ER is, or even just human nurses and doctors and things like that, we do have different tools that we use. Like most of our stuff has paw prints on it and different things like that. I think it's a space definitely I could explore, but I just definitely want to focus on like the veterinary field.
Okay, makes sense. And then is there any customization, personalization?
So we currently don't have anything that we can use to customize. We were fulfilling all 1,000 orders myself. So now that we've moved on to a fulfillment partner, we are opening up our website to add like any types of customizations, whether you don't like a color, don't like this item, we can have different swaps and things like that.
Great. Thanks so much, Sarah Beth.
Thank you.
Hi, Sarah Beth. I have a question. What is in the box? So what's a typical box someone might get, and how often are they getting it?
So it's quarterly. So it's every 3 months from sign up. So like say if you would sign up today, you would basically get another box in 3 months. So the items that come in our box are a lot of self-care items, bath bombs, face masks, mental health, like journals and books. For example, two quarters ago, we had a book called The Little Book of Self-Care, which is just basically like 10 tips that you can use to try to incorporate self-care throughout your day. And then we also include fun items that can be used on a shift, which is colorful bandage scissors, fanny packs, coffee, snacks, and different things like that.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sarah, Beth, great presentation. When we got the list of everyone who's going to presenting, I had to go to you first because I was like, what is this? I love your explanations, the website and everything when I went through it. We worked with a few medical companies in the past, and we saw once you sell it to a nurse or somebody else, they usually recommend your product. Has that helped scale your business? Because I'm sure a lot of practitioners, say, hey, I got this, it works great. How have you kind of incorporated recommendations or referrals into your marketing plan?
So we do get a lot of word of mouth, especially in around Vet Tech Appreciation Week, where practice managers and clinics and even some national brands will be like, hey, I found this product. It's really great. I recommend it. Let me buy it for my whole staff type thing. We do offer specific discount codes depending on if they're coming from a certain clinic. So it's kind of like a referral program there. If they buy a bunch of boxes for their staff, they can get 10% off their subscription if it's a one-time box. We are looking to kind of incorporate like an ambassador program as well as an actual referral program. So that way they can kind of add points and different things like that to hopefully in the future.
Awesome. And has there ever been any interest from like clinics to you make this as a benefit for their employees?
Yeah, especially a lot of the smaller clinics that have like maybe 1 or 2 technicians, they're basically saying, hey, come work for me. You're going to get the subscription for a year. And then we have the flip side of, we had these national brands that were, thank you for being a customer. Here's an added benefit of being one of our customers, and you get a subscription box.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Sarah Beth. Chris, you mentioned it before. You have 2 dogs. This is close to your heart, probably. Anything, any insights that you want to give Sarah Beth here?
Me and Sarah Beth actually did a No Excuses together. So that was pretty cool. We got to talk about the business and talk about different ways to scale it. I think it comes down to, where is the attention of that potential customer and how can we promote on that platform, wherever they're paying attention. So it's a big deal in all parts of marketing. The audience is limited a little bit because it's limited to veterinarians, but she's got a great product and she's doing well. So excited to see the future for her as well.
Awesome. Well, folks, we have made it 10 pitches down, amazing pitches throughout. This is going to be an incredibly tough decision for our judges to make. You will find out the finalists of this round very, very soon. We'll tell you more about this now, but we just want to thank everyone for showing up.
Thank you to all the finalists. Thank you to the judges for taking time out of your day to help us be part of this. Thank you to our sponsors, Praella and Pitney Bowes. It's the biggest prize package. For all of you that were one of the finalists, I wish you the best of luck. For those of you that applied that didn't quite make it this year, we do this every single year. So make sure you apply again for 2023. We're going to announce the finalists on next Thursday, the 28th. And I'm really excited to see everybody in June. I can't tell you, it's been too long to bring everybody back together.
We're just pretty much 5 weeks away for one of the biggest events in the subscription industry, the biggest event in the subscription industry. Thank you to all those who tuned in. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you in Orlando this June. Bye-bye.